to human treatment under the law.
They have a more amnesty. After trouble, inmates 998 ekofie. I feel so. If they give me 1,000 now I'm now enter July Bosumu I hear Republic Day. If I'm a amnesty no. Now they give me 1,000. I'm on my profile.
To human treatment under the law.
They have a more amnesty.
To human treatment under the law.
They have a more amnesty. After trouble, inmates 998 ekofie. I feel so. If they give me 1,000 now I'm on profile. Now enter July Bosumu I hear Republic Day. If I'm a amnesty no. Now they give me 1,000 I'm on my profile.
To register their motorcycles to get the necessary license to be able to operate or do their delivery services. So as we speak now, these are some of the motorbikes we see. They are being cut.
What is your law is governing this one? Say you catch, I go pay penalty 600 more than what you must pay to register. Where is the law governing it? It doesn't make sense. Which one again you don't want? Say make you do them individually. So about 1 billion riders, we all will do license 570 today. That's how much. And that money will go into their pocket and they'll pay you guys monthly. And you guys will be spending innocent people money. Oh no, it's not nice. Say the guys then they will come and recover food or what? How much food are they carry go deliver? Every day the youth doesn't help me. You don't do anything to help the street. The poor on the street, the homeless people don't gain the benefits from it. And every day you bring different things. Today this one, tomorrow this one. All this money we don't see any usefulness in it on the street or anything. So I really don't understand. I heard you say personal if you are doing Korea, the Korea organization, the Uber, Bolt and things, they have their licenses. So I don't know why now you say individual bikers also do their Korea license, which doesn't make sense. You see, so the Uber riders, the Uber Bolt, the cars, they really do license for their riding. They have different licenses for it. No. So I don't know how you come that bikers should do Korea license. It doesn't make sense at all. At all. Serious. Because if cars don't have license to work, as Bolt and Uber then don't have license to work, why should motorbikes to have Korea license? So we're very stressful to buy our motorbike then to work on the street. You say we should do license. For what? So it's possible. So if I pay and I have accident, you will cover everything and cover my bike. Oh no. It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Serious. No. So imagine, so if about 100 bikes get accidented, the commission can take care of all of them. It does not make sense. Every day you bring different things to be taking money. Which kind of government be this? Government individuals, now you be doing this kind of thing. It's not nice. Charlie. You do that small to get your own daily content or to take your own
But you have to be patient because it's like
pay 570 for what? You put money for pocket inside.
My name is Vigilante, reporting live at Underbridge Flower Pot from MBN TV. So these are some of the motorcycles or the motorbikes being taken from the rural riders who refuse to register their motorcycles to get the necessary license to be able to operate or do their delivery services. So as we speak now, these are some of the motorbikes being seized. They are being cut.
Where's your law where is governing this one? Say you catch, I go pay penalty 600 more than what you must pay to register. Where is the law governing it? It doesn't make sense. Which one again you don't want? Say make you do them individually. So about 1 billion riders, we all will do license 570 cedis. That's how much? And that money will go into their pocket and they'll pay you guys monthly and you guys will be spending innocent people money. No, it's not nice. Say the gas, then they will come and cover food or what? How much do they carry go deliver? The youth doesn't help me. They don't do anything to help the street. The poor go on the street. The homeless people don't gain the benefit from it. And every day you bring different things. Today this one, tomorrow this one. All this money, we don't see any usefulness in it on the street or anything. So I really don't understand. I heard you said personal if you are doing Korea, the Korea organization, the Uber, Bolt and things, they have their licenses. So I don't know why now you say individual bikers also do their Korea license, which doesn't make sense. You see, so the Uber riders, the Uber Bolt, the cars, they really do license for their riding. They don't have different licenses for it. No. So I don't know how you come that bikers should do Korea license. It doesn't make sense at all. Serious. Because if cars don't have license to work, as Bolt and Uber then don't have license to work, why should motorbikes to have Korea license? No, very stressful to buy a motorbike then to work on the street. You say we should do license for what? So it's possible. So if I pay and I have accident, you will cover everything and cover my bike. Oh no, it does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Serious. No. So imagine, so if about 100 bikes get accidented, the commission can take care of all of them. It does not make sense. Every day you bring different things to be taking money. Which kind of government be this? Government individuals, now you be doing this kind of thing. It's not nice. Charlie, you do that small to get your own daily content or take off your own data. Too much advantage. Serious.
But you have to be patient. Because it's like
places and they can pay 570 for what?
It's like
you put money for pocket inside.
My name is Vigilante, reporting reporting live at Underbridge Flower Pot from MBN TV. So these are some of the motorcycles or the motorbikes being taken from the rural riders who refuse to register their motorcycles to get the necessary license to be able to operate or do their delivery services. So as we speak now, these are some of the motorbikes being seized. They are being cut.
Where's your law where is governing this one? Say you catch, I go pay penalty 600 more than what you must pay to register. Where is the law governing it? It doesn't make sense. Which one again you don't want? Say make you do them individually. So about 1 billion riders, we all will do license 570 today. That's how much. And that money will go into their pocket and they'll pay you guys monthly. And you guys will be spending innocent people money. No, it's not nice. Say the guys, then they will come and recover food or what? How much food are they carry go deliver? Every the youth doesn't help me. They don't do anything to help the street. They all go on the street. The homeless people don't gain the benefits from it. And every day you bring different things. Today this one, tomorrow this one. All this money, we don't see any usefulness in it on the street or anything. So I really don't understand. I heard you say personal if you are doing Korea, the Korea organization, the Uber, Bolt and things, they have their licenses. So I don't know why now you say individual bikers also do their Korea license, which doesn't make sense. You see, so the Uber riders, the Uber Bolt, the cars, they do license for their riding. They have different licenses for it. No. So I don't know how you come that bikers should do Korea license. It doesn't make sense at all. At all. Serious. Because if cars don't have license to work, as Bolt and Uber then don't have license to work, why should motorbikes to have Korea license? So we're very stressed to buy our motorbike then to work on the street, you say we should do license. For what? So it's possible. So if I pay and I have accident, you cover everything and cover my bike. Oh no. It does not make sense. It doesn't make sense. Serious. No. So imagine, so if about 100 bikes get accidented, the commission can take care of all of them. It does not make sense. Every day you bring different things to be taking money. Which kind of government be this? Government individuals, now you be doing this kind of thing. It's not nice. Charlie, you do that this month to get your own daily content or to take up your own data.
But you have to be patient. Because it's like
places and they can pay 570 for what?
It's like
you need to put money for pocket inside.
Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to this morning's edition of the Morning Focus. We're moving into different aspects of the Morning Focus. Remember, Morning Focus starts from 6 a.m. So we'll say welcome, a very good morning to you. Welcome to welcoming every Ghanaian, welcoming every Tom, Dick, and Harry that is listening to us. And this is your Morning Focus, your authoritative start to the day here on your favorite channel. And my name is El Samuels, and Here's Bernard. Thank you for choosing us. This morning we bring you the stories that are shaping Ghana and beyond policy, people, and also the issues that matters most to us as individuals. From the front page of today's newspaper to critical national conversation, as well as thought-provoking discussions, we set the agenda for your day. Stay with us. We dive into the headline, explore the national key policies, and spark meaningful dialogue. And this is Morning Focus, where information meets insight. And I want to say once again, good morning to Bernard. He was so busy whilst I was asking him for his name. Bernard, good morning.
Good morning, Elf. Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was full of doomsday. This morning I'll be saying it as it is. Yeah, full of doomsday.
The point is that they said they
no excitement. I mean, it's either hit in the room at night. Thank God we had the rains, on Sunday, so it was a bit okay. Saturday was just doom throughout the night. In fact, even during the day when you want to do something, there's no light. The whole weekend was some way. I'm just praying that, they'll be able to resolve this situation before things get... In fact, things are already out of hand. They are not, and my problem is they are not being honest. They are not being truthful. In March, they said, some transformers, changing transformers. Then sometime we heard that substation somewhere was fire-gutted a substation. Yesterday I read a communique from the Tema substation or something that they were experiencing a fault and it will affect. So what is really the problem? Is it the transformer they are changing? Is it the fire-gutting, their Kosovo substation, or a fault in Tema? What exactly is it? I have to know. And this thing that they are saying, they said we don't... Sorry, this is my intro. I'm just frustrated because I work from home and I need light. So if I don't have power, it means I can't work. If I don't work, I won't get paid. So please, if we need a timetable, you don't tell us that it's too early to have a timetable. We've been experiencing this for over a month. If you need to give us... I think you need to give us a timetable so that I will know that on Monday I wouldn't have light. If I have to go to Nungwa to go and work, I will do. Rather than this thing that you are doing us, it's not fair. Don't just issue an apology. It's not fair. At what point in Ghana can we say that for now, dear, we will have a stable power? I'm just frustrated.
Now I can see that. I can see you came back from the weekend more tired already. Well, the growing demand for transparency from the electricity company of Ghana, reoccurring power outages, the DUMSO, is ECG giving Ghanaians the full picture on the cause of DUMSO. That's the number two. When you were talking, these are the things I'm noting now. Are they giving us the right perspective of what is really the causes of the DUMSO? Do we deserve a clear load shedding timetable? If we deserve it, you let us know. Is the issue technical, financial, or is a managerial problem? ECG, we want to get to know. And how are households and businesses coping with this uncertainty? Already, my brother is showing that frustration, telling you what he's been through over the weekend. Should government compel ECG to be more transparent, or government is also just hiding behind the scene? Which is which now?
I don't even know. I learned today the power minister, the energy minister will address the nation. So we'll pay attention to what he needs to say. But please, we need more than an apology. It's not an apology, right? Please, give us a timetable so that we can plan. We need a timetable to plan. We can't be doing... I'll be working there.
Then it's there. No, sometimes you'll be lying down sleeping before you see you are sweating.
You are sweating.
By the time you realize the light is off.
Oh.
053-715-8638 is the number. You can also share your thoughts with us on this matter. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. Let's get to hear you this morning. I mean, our scripture for this morning is in the book of Proverbs 31 verse 8. Maybe you think I picked the scripture for you. It says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Proverbs 31, the verse 8. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the right of all who are destitute. What do you make of the reflection of this?
Yeah, so there are people who obviously cannot speak. And there are those of us who are also...
Oh my.
Yeah, so we need to speak out for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up. So yes, this morning we are speaking up for all those who cannot speak for themselves. On behalf, I'm speaking up for the hairdressers who need the light. I'm speaking up for the barber who needs the light. I'm speaking up for the fashion designer. And you say, so I prepare no quite content. You are not using the light. Make me know
the point is that when the power goes off and comes out, all your prepaid was to wipe off. You have to buy again.
So please, if you give us a timetable so that we can plan with it. This uncertainty, right now, I don't know. I carried everything. I don't know whether to stay here after the show and work or go home. Or I just don't know. I'm confused just because of the uncertainty.
You don't need to be confused. You need to be clear in your mind.
But if you are clear and they keep doing this, doom so,
everything will be fine. So the scripture said we should speak for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the right of all who are destitute. This reminds us that leadership, whether in government, media, or the community, comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
Wherever you find yourself, it comes with responsibility. It also calls on us to be bold voices for truth, justice, and accountability, especially in times when silence can cost a nation its future. Silence can cost this nation its future. So we all here, let's hear your voices this morning. Let's speak up. Like our scripture says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the right of all who are destitute. Proverbs 31, verse 8. It reminds us that leadership, whether in governance, media, or community, comes with responsibility. It calls on us to be bold voices for truth, justice, and accountability, especially in times when silence can cost a nation its future. Our proverb for this morning is, when the root of a tree begins to decay, it spreads death to the branches. When the root of a tree begins to decay, it spreads death to the branches.
Yeah.
How can you relate with the scripture?
When the
root of a tree begins to decay, it spreads death to the branches.
Yeah. So in literal terms, that is how a tree dies. Before you see the friend is saying the leaves falling off, it means that roots no. Yes, and that is how it is. Every society begins from the foundation. When you don't get the foundation right, it affects the behavior. That's why I always say that we need reorientation of the mind. The behavior we are seeing now is as a result of our foundation, how we were brought up, the things we were taught, and all of that, the things that we were told were priorities, how to handle state properties, and all of that, what leadership means. So if the foundation is dead, the behavior will show automatically. Yes. So we need to revive the foundation. We need to get the foundation right. We need to teach the right values, the right skills, the right attitude to work in relation to others and everything before it will affect the behavior. But if you want to change behavior without tackling the root causes, we will not do ourselves any good.
So when leadership or the foundational system fails, the effects felt across the entire nation. It underscored the need to fix problem at the core, whether in governance, institution, or in society. That's what the Proverbs is telling us. After telling us to speak for those, he's now telling us that when leadership or systems fails, the effects are felt across the entire country. Just as when doomsday happens, it doesn't affect just one person, it affects the entire nation, business levels. Those who are working from home, those who are working in their offices, the hairdresser, the barber, the hairstylist, everybody is affected. There's no exception. Remember, the scripture was brought to you in association with the Maranatha Power Ministry International, located behind the Lekma Polyclinic, Nongwa at Dogono. Remember, tomorrow is a moment of miracle, which comes off exactly 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Be part of it, and let's all come together, pray, worship, as God is taking us to another month. Come, let's pray into the 5th month of the year. The 4th month is about wrapping up. We need to pray through to the next month, which is May. So come join us on a moment of miracle every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So supporting us to bring you come your way with a scripture focus this morning. The African Proverbs also came from the Mega TV Proverbs Wisdom Center. We brought you that. Now we're moving our way we're transitioning to the front burner. Now to the front burner, the issue everyone is talking about. The issue that everyone is talking about.
I guess the
Galamsey debate is taking a new turn. With controversy surrounding comment by Dr. Nana Ajima Ewusi and the role of the clergy. Should the religious leaders speak out on illegal mining or stay in their lane? That's my question. I mean, should the religious leaders speak out on illegal mining or they should stay in their lane? That's number one thing I'm asking. It is a question of morality, influence, and national responsibility. And this morning we are asking, should the clergy be encouraged or discouraged from speaking against Galamsey? Should the clergy be encouraged or discouraged from speaking against Galamsey? 0537158638 is the number. Should Omundio Mulemo?
This morning, this morning I want to speak my heart out, right? And let me first issue an apology to everyone who will be affected by whatever I say. Yes, before I go ahead to say it, especially political followers who cannot just think beyond politics and they look at everything. Remember a day before this whole incident of a certain Mary Ewusi descending on the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, I made some remarks on Mega TV to the effect that one of the things hindering our development as a state is that people cannot just reason beyond politics.
Yeah.
They look at everything through the lens of politics. If the thing is bad, it is who did it. Is it someone from their party or outside their party?
If it's from their party,
if it's from their they will defend it.
It is good.
It is good.
It is never bad from their party. If it's from the other party, it's the worst thing that
I'm telling you. So they look at everything
with political lenses, right?
With political lenses. And so sometimes I'm like, so does it mean that apart from politics, you don't have a life?
That's the question.
So politics aside, you can't reason as an individual without looking at which political line. Sometimes I'm just shocked. Look, Galamsey as it is, right? As we've been trying to or pretending to solve it, affects everybody in Ghana, every single person in this country. Whether you are clergyman, you are academic, you are a journalist, you are a child, an adult student, whoever you are, Galamsey affects you. It affects the water you drink, it affects the air you breathe, it affects the food you take. Because now doctors have said that the food we are consuming have traces of some, chemicals in it. Because of the chemicals used for illegal mining in those farming communities.
The cyanide.
The water we are drinking, the water is polluted, such that Ghana Water has to, pump a lot of money into treating water for us to consume. A lot of health, issues people are facing in those communities. Then a clergyman comes up. Look, it affects even baptism. Listen to that. So now, we cannot baptize people in them anymore. We have to do something improvise, to baptize. I mean, and then a clergyman expresses his frustration, and we have somebody who's sorry to her followers and herself is supposed to know better because he has a PhD in adult education.
Doctor.
I studied adult education minor. My major was psychology, minor adult education. In adult education, they teach you to think objectively.
She did not think objectively.
Objective thinking.
She did not think objectively.
I mean, I was so surprised when I learned she studied adult education. Because at least for nothing at all, what you study should guide your thinking.
She studied adult education, but she decided.
Jesus Christ. And so what exactly, look, okay, what did the general, what did the chairman say to warrant such attack on him? That we cannot baptize our children with the water again, and so we have to descend on him, that he's being political. What about that statement is political? Look, even if it was political, even if it was, which is not, even if it is political statement, does it not speak to Galamsey? Is Galamsey not going on? Are we not feeling the brunt of it? So anybody who will say, you see, that I really feel, that is why, look, I always have issue with the kind of people who go into politics. And greatest of respect to everybody. Look, yes, politics is good. It is good that we all get involved in the political activities of our state. But politics should be reserved for people who think about the country, not people who are selfish.
No, you see, people forget that beyond your party, there's a nation.
There's a nation.
So they don't look at the nation, because the nation Ghana was there before your political parties were formed. So you should learn that even if you want power, you want it because you want to lead the people of Ghana, not your political party alone. But this issue of this winner-take-all biasness is also causing people to feel that their parties are more important than the nation. Because I don't see what the chairman said that you have to go ballistic.
I don't see.
If it says now we cannot baptize people because of the nature of the water.
Is it true or false?
That's a big question you need to ask. Is it saying the truth, or she's just playing around doing normal politics? Because everything is politicized. Is it because it's going against your party?
That is it. It's because it's the NDC in power. So she cannot just reason beyond the fact that what the chairman is saying is a genuine concern. And whichever party is in power, like I sit here this morning expressing frustration over power outages. Yeah. So I cannot express frustration because it's the NDC in power. And so what? There's a quote attributed to the late Tuba or Kadigbo. And he says, if you are emotionally attached to your tribe, religion, or political leaning to the point that truth and justice become secondary considerations. Let me take that again. If you are emotionally attached to your tribe, your religion, before they say, as for Christianity, it is that. Or political, NDC, you can't reason beyond NDC or MPP to the point that truth and justice become secondary considerations. You have to consider what is your tribe first before the truth. What is your political opinion first before the truth? Your education is useless if that is how you think, if that is how you analyze situations. Your education is useless. Your exposure is useless. If you cannot reason beyond petty sentiments, you are a liability to mankind. And that is what, that is why I first issued an apology, but that is how I see it. If you cannot reason beyond your political affiliation, reason beyond your tribe, your religion, so that truth and justice become a secondary consideration, your education is useless. It doesn't matter about the war. You can be the PhD of philosophy. Your education is absolutely useless. Because what the chairman said is the truth. Galamsey is killing us. And for those people who think that, to answer your question, whether the clergymen, they should wear their robe and stay in the pulpit, they should go and read about history. You see, any society that doesn't know history lacks development. They don't know where they are coming from. When you read about Christianity in Europe, medieval ages, how the Christian church, how the Roman Catholic church, how the Protestant church shaped the development of Europe, you will know that it is not just the politicians. In fact, when Europe collapsed, it was the Roman Catholic Church. Let me not even go into Europe. Let's come to Africa. Which people have the schools? The good schools. If L wants to send his child to secondary school right now, which school will you consider? Almost all the schools you will prefer for your child were built by Christians, built by the church. And you are saying that clergymen cannot have an opinion on governance, then you don't know what you are about. If you cannot reason beyond your tribe, your political sentiment. Look, as there is a quote attributed to, I think, one former French leader, that politics is a serious business to be left in the hands of only the politicians. Politics is too serious a business to be left in the hands of the politicians. Everybody, the Makola woman, the pastor, the evangelist, the pope, the imam, everybody has a say in politics. The students. That is why you have various student bodies. They meet the government and express their opinions. Go and read about history and stop being so political that you cannot analyze what truth is. No, if for nothing at all, in this same country, when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was president, when MPP was in power, didn't the Catholic Church demonstrate on this same issue of Galamsey? So who said that it is today that the church is expressing an opinion on Galamsey? They should stop that. And for me, let me see. I think by now the woman should have been fired because the president of the land, or no, our pony, Nitumika Krama or Sekoye CEO or free zones, he has said it openly that criticism is welcome. How many people have you heard John Mahama taking on that they've criticized him? Manasseh Azuri always cite him. When he did that expose on the Ford expose that the Burkina Faso businessman gifted President Mahama a Ford expedition, which became a serious issue in this country, he was protected by John Mahama. He was protected. The president we have currently, on our point to Sekoye CEO, he accepts criticism. In fact, he encourages people to criticize him. And you an appointee, CEO, you think you are so big so that nobody can criticize your government? She should have been fired because the behavior she demonstrated is unlike the president.
No, but the point is this, even if you want to look at it, you are in a free zones area. Those in the mining sector have not said anything.
They've not even said anything.
I mean, there are coalitions of CSOs who are speaking against this Galamsey issue. They have not said anything. Government has not said it. Maybe she feels she's bold enough to do it. Now, the clergy is saying that we don't fear anybody. You heard about the weekend? I
heard Prof. Mate. I love Prof. Mate. We
don't fear anybody.
Former moderator of the Presbyterian Church. Yes, so be a. You see, people should go and read about history. They think the church, it is just about preaching in the pulpit. The church shapes society. They shape minds. They shape mindset. They shape thinking. They inculcate into people right behavior. It is, look, go and read about, please go and read this woman, Mrs. Maria Wusi, for the greatest of respect. I should be your student. I don't even qualify to advise you. I know I should be your student and sit under your tutelage. But you see, just indulge me. Go and read about the history of the church in medieval Europe, how the church developed Europe. Or go and listen to the former vice president of Nigeria. He was vice president to Buhari, and he articulated how the church shaped the development of Europe. Go and listen to him in terms of hard work, values of hard work, imbibing into the Christian hard work, so that when you go to work, you work hard, you exhibit integrity, good values, how the church imbibes such values into people. And stop thinking that the church has no role to play in our development. If it is so, why is it that every flag bearer will meet clergy? Every flag bearer, Dr. Baumia, the same. Didn't we see Dr. Baumia going to various pastors in this country, various churches? The Methodists got to a point they're even calling him Timothy because on Namansorry. So if you think the church has no role to play in national discourse, do you think the flag bearers, including your president, John Mahama, when he was flag bearer, met the clergy on several occasions? In fact, they prayed for him. If you think the church has no role, if you think clergymen has no say in development, do you think they would have done that? And look, let's learn. The NDC is fond of this. I remember when Dr. Otabil, those days, they descended heavily on Dr. Otabil. Do you think, look, one of the men who teaches good values, how to be a good Christian at the workplace in Ghana is Dr. Otabil. Have you forgotten his sermon on being a generational thinker? But because Dr. Otabil expressed his views on governance, NDC people say, hey, what kind of village life is that? Let's stop that. Let's stop that nonsense. And Fataye, politics is not just for the politician. Everybody, the leader said that politics is too serious a business to be left in the hands of the politicians. Everybody, the pastors, students, hairdressers, everybody must have a say. So if a clergyman expresses his opinions on Galamsey and you think that you cannot tolerate it, the best you could do was to shut up and not do what you did. Let's stop the politicians. Please learn. There was a time in this country, I think in 2022, when Sir Sam Jonah, in a lecture, spoke about the culture of silence, how people could not express their views during the time of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and we were all concerned that things were happening and people could not speak about it. We have gone past that time. The president has said it clearly that criticism is welcome, and President Mahama doesn't fear criticism. Into why say a whole Church of Pentecost. Do you know the number of people who the membership of the Church of Pentecost? Do you know? If they are not the highest, the biggest church in Ghana, they should be the second. It is either the Catholic Church or the Church of Pentecost. If you don't know, go and read. For you to say that the chairman of the biggest church in Ghana doesn't have a say in Galamsey, sorry, doctor, you should come again. You should come again.
All right, sorry, doctor.
And you see the last thing, let me that so-called apology she rendered. That so-called apology. There was no remorse for you to say that if she premised her apology on if what I said, you are not serious. I said she should have been fired. When I heard the news, I was like, let's wait, she will apologize. But the apology worsened everything. No remorse. See how your chief of staff.
Yeah, Julius.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How the chief of staff apologized to the chairman yesterday. I know that kind but see how remorseful he is. Compare that to the one who made the statement. She should have been fired by now. Say, as at now, she doesn't recognize that those statements, those remarks were uncalled for. She should have been fired by now. Say, if. What do you mean by if? So you still don't believe. You still don't accept the fact that in some chairman say, if what I said. You are not serious. She should be, like I said, I am her student. I should be her student. I don't qualify.
Oh, but
will come at you.
The point is that the fact that you can be a student to someone doesn't mean that when the person is not hook, line, and sinker. But the point is, what she said was wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
Was unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
It's uncalled for. And you know that Galamsey is affecting every facet of our life as a nation. Galamsey remains one of our most urgent and national crises. Our rivers are polluted, our farmlands are destroyed, the entire community left vulnerable, yet beyond the environmental damage, a deeper debate is also emerging. Who must take responsibility? And who has the right to speak? This is where a doctor has brought us. Does that mean there are people who matters who have to speak, and those who does not matter who don't have the say to speak? Is that what is? I mean, the tension is becoming one too many. We are witnessing a shift of responsibility, where duty bearers deflect accountability from what she's saying. That is what she's trying to put on the faces of Ghanaians. Politicians
make it so difficult for you to criticize them. Yeah. Look, it's the same thing journalists are facing. Once you ask the critical questions, he's on the other side. So sometimes you don't even know. You don't know what to ask again, because the church has historically played a moral watchdog role, speaking against injustice, corruption, and social decay. But should that influence extended into our environmental and political matters like Galamsey? If the church remains silent, who fills the moral vacuum? That's my question. If the church decides to be silent, who fills that moral vacuum? At the same time, government institutions are mandated to enforce the law. The real question is,
Are we seeing decisive actions or just public exchanges of blame? Others say we cannot call state of emergency. Others say when we're in opposition, we're calling for state of emergency. What has changed again? Now, party chairman will tell you, if we call state of emergency, we'll collapse the nation. You know, so many things has gone on. How do we deal with this menace once and for all? We keep saying it. We say we have put red, we have put what? Is it red, green, and whatever? Of course, our level now ready. But have we had anybody being paid? Now, even NIMOS is having difficulties fighting people who are in the Galamsey system. There are certain areas in which has become no-go zone. And people are doing their own thing. So what is it that we can't deal with it, that we can't talk about it? Is it wrong? 053-715-8638. Today on Front Burner, we go beyond the headlines. We want to explore the balance between moral authority and political responsibility. Whether speaking out is enough or it must be matched with what? Action. How can Ghana move from rhetoric to real solution in the fight against Galamsey? Is the question we are asking. I want you to join the conversation because it comes to protecting our land and future. Everyone has a role, but not all roles are the same. Everyone has a role, but not all roles are the same. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can get involved. Let's get engaged this morning. Let's get interactive this morning on 053-715-8638. 053-715. We want to hear from you this morning. In your community, what has the church done that government has not been able to do? Is that the right question?
It's the right question.
What has the church done that government has not been able to do? Do you think the church is doing enough for Ghana, or it should do more? If for nothing, I know one Bishop Noble Francis Afoto creating water wells across the country. The country doesn't do it. The country is waiting for a donor to do it. He spearheads, done over hundreds of this across districts to give people water to drink.
So you see, sometimes
he has been able to go beyond to put schools across district that you will not go there.
Absolutely.
To get people educated.
Absolutely.
So
when people are not informed, it is just lack of information.
It's funny.
When people are not informed. Yesterday, Professor Joy Obri-Eboamante, the former moderator of
the one who said we don't fear.
He quoted President Trump. The Pope.
Yeah, isn't the Pope said
the Pope says doesn't fear Trump. Or criticize Trump, boy, are criticizing. Now what please let me calm down this morning.
No, relax.
The church has every right to comment on any issue in Ghana, just as you, the politician. The church is the church. Are they living in space? Are they not living in the community?
Maybe the church is hanging. Oh, Doc, this one there, you fell on the wrong side.
You see, in this country, when you try to be objective, then they say, "Oh, you are on the other side." When you try to be fair-minded, when you try to speak the issue, depending on if the MDC is in power, they will say, "Oh, opposition for Atono. Opposition is using him." So they did the same thing to the Archbishop Adinasari. Those days when he was speaking on issues concerned, Adinasari NDC. I see. So if the person is not NDC, they can't speak.
No, the point is, must you belong to a political color before you speak?
Before you speak,
it has to down with the national.
Before you speak. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. You mixed it.
I gave you two examples. If for nothing, I know what is called water wells.
Dug by
Bishop
Francis Afoto
across districts. Recently, there's a place called, I never know the name of a village in the Volta region, that he was able to go dug 2 water wells there. I said, Mawekbo, I never knew there's a village like that. But he was able to go to those villages and give the people water.
Yeah.
Was government there? Was government giving
they
money?
Vote. They are in the district. They have assemblyman. They have
They have assemblyman. They have an MC who are supposed to spearhead the development of the area.
Yeah.
They have unit committee members who are supposed to do this.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it.
No.
But he went there as a church leader.
Yeah.
With his congregants to go fix that. And you will say that he can't speak
on issues
that pertains to the morals of our nation. What are you talking about?
So sometimes these people think that if you are a clergyman, look, the clergymen you see here, most of them are more qualified than you. What they have done in their churches as religious leaders, you haven't done. The fact that you are a leader of the people. In fact, do you think it's easy to run a church?
They have changed.
The lives they have changed, the society they have touched, blueprints, imprints they have left, and you are here saying that she's Uncle this of no. What are you? We are talking about the Church of Pentecost. Do you know what they have done in this country?
No,
the Church of Pentecost.
We're just giving you excerpts of some of the works that is being done. I just mentioned one person and the things he's doing. Just one. So imagine the number of people who are also into different areas of our society, building this nation together. I'm going to see school days this year. Politicians baby now say, "Yeah, Bresso and the BS." No,
no, they are come projects.
Forgetting say, "I sorry, we not could be in idea." No, sure.
If not, we'll treat him as a politician. Village talk.
No, the point is that treat him. No, you see, allow her to treat him as a politician. Obama Henny, where power lies. No, treat him.
Why do you think
No, they should allow her to treat him as a politician. Go ahead and do it. Because your apology for me is no. If. Oh yeah, go. And you go. Maybe I could school
PhD holder in adult education, critical thinking, like continuous learning, lifelong learning, objectivity.
They just said, "Baby, wait to me, is that your thing?"
You know better. You see some of these comments. It should be coming from.
No, it's pride.
It should be coming from the grassroots form.
No, just say even the grassroots will not. This is ego.
How would you say such a thing?
Sometimes there are people when you give them certain positions, then the real them shows up.
Yeah.
So I don't blame her. What is inside is what is showing. You have no respect for people. So Uncle, maybe that is what she wants to do. It's just a matter of time. So we're just showing you some of the things that clergy is doing. If for nothing, I said, I know one person. If for nothing, I know one person. Recent, he gave water to the people. For many years, they don't have water to drink.
Yeah.
They struggle with animals.
Yeah.
But he has to go to do this. So what was it? Only say, I mean, then what are you trying to put across? And that's a sad aspect of what we're doing as a nation.
The church has come under
so many
unwarranted attack recently at the Church of Pentecost Akosi prisons. Do you understand the concept? It's like people lack understanding. If you don't know something, ask before you go and embarrass yourself or the Asarisi Akosi prison. Look, no matter what we do, crowded places.
Correctional center.
People don't like us. Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Almost fitting in the sense to say you don't just go there and come out worse, but go there and come out well skilled to work for this nation. I think I need to raise this case here.
Unwarranted attacks, attacks on the church. I say, oh, church, no. You won't blame your politician for everything.
You know what I want to do? I want this tape to be rolled for people to listen to some of the people in those villages that water was given to their communities.
from Ho, we are on the Galenku Mountain. We are going to drill water for all the good people of Peje. During the dry season, they hardly get water. And so Bishop Noble Francis Safo Teodai, as the philanthropic he is, he has taken upon himself to drill water for the good people of Peje. Let's go to Peje and see the people of Peje. This is the source of water.
Yeah.
This is the Tale River. This is what the people of Peje depend on. Even in the dry season, it's not able to supply most of them water. And so we are here, Bishop Noble Francis Safo Teodai, by his help, to provide a clean water for them.
It's about getting to 10 years now. And we find it difficult to get a treated water. Before we get water, unless it will be rainfall.
The water, as it comes from the stream, it is not treated. We take it raw as it comes from the water, the stream. It is not being treated, nothing. And so it's even not able to reach to a lot of households. So I can say that out of the 13,000, barely 1,000 is able to have access to water.
The majority of you don't have access to
We don't have access to water.
Oh, we are very excited for hearing that. Because yesterday we gathered here and they've informed us that you people are coming. And we are very happy for that we are going to get a treated water.
I guess this is where the water is going to be drilled.
Yes, this is exactly the point. The first water is going to be drilled.
Okay.
As I said earlier, we check around and this is where we got there.
Okay. So how long is it going to take for us to drill this side before we move to the next side?
Well, maximum between 3 to 4 hours, we should be able to finish. Per adventure, we don't face any challenges then.
Okay.
We are good to go.
Okay. So 100 meters deep?
Yeah,
same.
100 meters deep, same.
Okay. By the grace of God, the machine is here to drill at the first site. So you can see clearly behind me, they're about to offload a few things and then start with the drilling. We hope and pray that in the next 3 to 4 hours, we would find water here and then move to the next site.
It's very great because we suffered a lot.
For water?
For water. Wow. Last year, you find it difficult to get water.
Wow.
Sometimes you must go to a riverside and the river too is not well treated. It's not...
Dirty water?
Yes, it's dirty water. So we heard about you, that you people are coming to give us water. We are very happy.
Wow.
We are very excited.
Wow.
I'm very glad.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. This is one of the citizens of this town you provided water for.
Yeah.
We came here to drill one water. But when we saw the population, over 13,000, we can't drill only one water. It will create problem. Even at the chief palace, Becky Bosa, Bob Bosa, your water, and see what they are saying, that this is a massive, massive help to them. God bless you for sponsoring this great water wells. We will say to you, may God help you to do more for us. Bye-bye. We are happy that our chief is close by me. And what a blessing. Those of you who watch on MBN TV, those who watch in the mission banquet, look, Ghana needs a lot of water. Many, many places need water. So I'm believing God that when we get our own water drilling machine, we can drill a lot of water to many, 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 many villages, hundreds of villages. Oh, Chief, is it not true?
It's true.
Yes. Bringing the water here all the way from Accra, the expenses is so massive. But pray with us that this year we shall buy our own water drilling machine. God bless you for watching and helping.
So this tells you some of the things the churches do. And this is just one example that we're showing to you to tell you that you cannot gag them. You cannot shut them. They are doing a lot for this nation, and they need to rather be part and also be encouraged to do more. Look at all the mission schools you can think of. Look at when GES took over the mission school, look at the indiscipline in our society. Look at what's going on. Now I believe that open rebuke is better than hidden love. You know, wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy, multiple kisses. If you read the book of Proverbs 27, verse 2 to 6, verse 5 and 6, it said, open rebuke is better than a hidden love. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy, multiple kisses. You know, kisses sent Jesus to the cross. Let everyone be subject to the governing authority, but for there is no authority except that which God has established. This brings balance, respect for institutional authority and order, even whilst moral voices are engaged. That is what Romans 13:1 is telling us this morning. So in the moment of national tension between moral voices and institutional leadership, the scripture reminds us that truth, order, and responsibility must coexist. As Proverbs teaching, open rebuke is better than hidden silence. And I believe that we've been able to show you something that the church is doing. I mean, it's difficult at this time, in moments like the current national conversation where religious leaders and institutional heads may not always agree. The passages challenges all sides. Leadership, whether spiritual or corporate, carries responsibility. But so does moral voices. Ghana's progress depends not on silence, but on how truth is spoken and how it is received. Did the chairman spoke the truth?
Absolutely.
How was the truth received? We must be careful not to confuse criticism with disrespect or authority with impunity from accountability. Because when truth is ignored, system weaken. But when truth is spoken without wisdom, unity is also threatened. But here lies the case. He spoke something that we are all fighting against. He spoke something that we are all bitter against. He spoke something that needs to be corrected. He spoke something that we should move away from the rhetoric and show leadership. Doc, I rest my case. You got to move on. And I think the right thing needs to be done. As we move into the various aspects of our discussion as a nation, there's one thing we should know: the thin line between leadership and the moral voices. They are lying. Well, let's move on. Let's transition to our news stories. How does the newspaper capture the stories this morning? I wonder how they'll put some of the head stories today. I just can't wait but to see how that will pan out to be this morning. So we're going to look at the headline stories, the extras from the newspapers, how the newspapers captured it, and it's going to be, I mean, the fire was all over throughout the weekend, right?
Yeah.
It was throughout the weekend. I mean, something that the battle is on, but the Lord is on our side, isn't it?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go straight to look at how do you call it?
Papers.
The papers. Let's go straight to look at the papers for this morning, and let me start from the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor this morning says Otumfo honors Prophet Uche. All-important lab hospital project. Mahama assures of completion in November 2027 with a picture of the president there. Council hit Goldfields lease. Chief others from Bonye demand. And this hit Goldfields, I think we need to go into this matter.
Yeah.
It's not something that is leaving us. Then we have the NEIP starts a Jumeirah grant disbursement. Presidency is for NLA, KGL deal, NLA boss. Stories on the Inquisitor newspaper.
All right, let me take the Insight newspaper. Great coal crisis. Jinapor sets up committee to probe Akosombo substation fire. That story came yesterday. Let me just read excerpts of that. The Ministry of Energy and Green Transition has set up a 7-member committee to investigate the fire outbreak that gutted the Gridco substation at Akosombo last Thursday, April 23. The committee, to be chaired by William Amuna, board chairman of the electricity company. We can continue that story on page 5. And other stories on the front page of the Inside. Ghana to host Toastmaster District 94 West and Central African Leadership Conference 2026. International, Iran says no talks with the US unless it lifts its naval blockade. Reparation, Pan-African leaders convene in Geneva for landmark forum. Reparative justice and colonial accountability on April 28, 2026 at Geneva. Let me take excess of that. A major international gathering focused on reparative justice and colonial accountability is set to take place in Geneva tomorrow, Tuesday, April 28, 2026, bringing together influential voices from across Africa and the global diaspora. The Pan-African Progressive Front, PPF, in collaboration with the Ligue Pan-Africaine Umoja, LPU, and the Université Populaire Africaine and Sousse. I'm reading something this morning. We'll host the Geneva.
That is French, right?
Yeah. We'll host the Geneva Forum on Reparative Justice and Colonial Accountability at the museum. Continue that story on page 5. And then other ones. Trump is not well. House Democrats call for 25th Amendment after crazy new report. And the final one I will take here, back to domestic stories. Ghana will prepare workers to lead in AI era. That is according to President Mahama. Just excerpts of that as well, if you allow me. President John Dramani Mahama has underscored that the government will not allow technological disruption to marginalize workers, but will instead equip them to take leading roles in an AI-driven future. Speaking at the launch of the National AI Strategy last Friday, April 24, the president stated, "We don't intend to surrender our people to technological disruption. We intend to prepare them to lead in it," according to the President of the Republic. Stories on the front page of the Insight.
All right, so we do the Observer Times. The Observer Times, a power shake-up. Energy Ministers orders Gridco CEO to step aside. Reshuffle ECG, Ashanti leadership. Ghana Gas is a gas expansion drive. Ghana Gas has to install a third compressor to boost output. Kumasi, one arrest over murder of Indian national. Julius Deborah apologizes to Church of Pentecost. Dr. Muntari wins the 2025 Influential Entrepreneur title, pushes Herbal integration agenda. Stories on the Ghanaian, the Observer Times.
From the Observer, let me do the BNFT, Business and Financial Times. APSA Group CEO reaffirms nation's strategic importance during working visit. See page 3 for that story. Osahon Ogiba, appointed as MD of First Bank. You can see page 2 for that story. Council of State commends BOG, the Bank of Ghana, on economic turnaround. Calls for wider public engagement. Page 3 also has the story, a strategic catalyst for economic growth. There's a story attributed to the chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Esedin Ketia. You can see page 2. That is, he was speaking on the Boankra Inland Port. It says there is a strategic catalyst for economic development. You can see that story on page 2 of the BNFT.
Away from the BNFT, let's do the Custodian newspaper. Also have the story of the NEIP disbursement. Then Dumsor bounces back severely. Businesses rail. Household faces mounting hardship. With a picture of the president and the sector minister. Government revokes Adamos resources mining lease. So now there's still confusion on this Adamos thing. Zoom Lion probes concerns raised at the PAC. Clears waste in Ashanti Akim South. Otumfor honors Mahama Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. Stories on the Custodian newspaper.
From the Custodian, let's do the new publisher. CCTV catches immigration officers scaling Celestine Donkor's walls. A husband runs to court. Has a picture of the very beautiful Celestine Donkor, a gospel artist. I never knew you forever me this way. Yeah. And then also a picture of the controller and accountant, the controller general of the Ghana Immigration Service, the person of Samuel Basintali Amadu. We don't fear that woman. We don't fear that woman. Presby Church fires Free Zone CEO. Chief of Staff weeps for mercy. Dumsor hits 3 more regions. No power from Akosombo. NPP elders back capable Afoko. Wow, interesting way it's going to be Boache Jako facing off Paul Afoko and the former secretary, John Buedu. It's going to be a very wonderful contest. I can't wait for that one.
Can't wait for that. We do the daily gist. Come just in us this morning. It's the NDC hatches woman exposed. Attacks Pentecost chairman. Insults Samira Bawumia. Dumsor is back. Government revokes Adamos mining leases. Julius Debra weeps over attack on Apostle Nyameche. Bawumia hails Otumfor Gold Award. Great Co boss sacked. Prophet Uche gets gold medal award at Asante Hini anniversary dinner. Stories on Daily Gist.
Nice one. Congratulations to Prophet Uche.
Yeah. Right.
So let me take the daily guide. I was financially stable before marriage. Richard Niamakwe. He was speaking on the Delay Show. Yeah, GIS pushes.
Yes, say, I don't feel maybe yeah, bro. And dada you heard that song? I was don't feel for death and this is what is happening to Richard.
Charlie.
Yeah.
GIS pushes the other phones. Wa multimikra na weni kumsupa zuntimina. Entebia namoku. GIS pushes border security reform initiative. KNUST secures 400 million Ghana cedi Get Fund contract for teaching hospital. Christian Divine Church calls for peace. Boankra Inland Port critical to economic change. Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority Board Chair. Ashanti NPP Council of Elders, what am I reading? Ashanti NPP Council of Elders backs Afoko for chairmanship. Achim Ebuakwa declares Etresohene persona non grata.
Persona non grata.
Yes, these are the stories on the front page of the Daily Guide.
All right, so let's do the exclusive this morning. Court awaits users of forged DV plates. Government reset leap adds 400,000 households. The presidency backs NLA KGL contract, NLA boss. Infantiman calls for stronger Zoom Lion collaboration. stories on the exclusive newspaper.
All right, from the exclusive, let me do the new crusading guide. Zoom Lion swiftly investigates concerns raised at PAC hearing, that is a Public Accounts Committee hearing, restores cleanliness in Asante Achem South Municipality. See page 10 for that story. Asante honors Prophet Uche for peace and unity advocacy. It has a picture of the prophet and Royal Majesty, 2432 Santimanura. We know your capabilities. MPP Council of Elders back Paul Afoko. You know, I had an interest in this race, but as a CCR, I just have to, because Obia is competent. Yeah. Boche Jako is good. Paul Afoko is good. Yeah. John Boedu is good. So it's going to be a hard one. I think the one who will work well, who can convince the grassroots, tour the country, present a good message, is the one the delegates will go for.
Definitely.
Bondi, or that is not the word. Bondi residents demand immediate lease cancellation on Ekosi saying, see pages 3, 9, and 10 for that story. NEEIP commences grant disbursement under a Jumera program. No committees fix 1,000 megawatt power gap now. No committees fix 1,000 megawatt power gap now. Ochimine bans Etresohene over coup allegations. Stories on the front page of the new Crusading Guide.
Away from the news Crusading Guides, let's do the Daily Democrat, which have the presidency backs the NLA, KGL contra. That stories also there. DVLA moves to prosecute DV plate offenders. Energy Committee commends NPA transparency. Attempt to destroy Adamos Resource Limited exposed. Honors Prophet Uche for peace is also there on the front page of the Daily Democrat. Also, repeats a story for most of the stories on the Daily Democrat.
Yes, the Meridian also repeated the Prophet Uche's award story. Other stories here: Water Lake under threat. VRA flags buffer zone encroachment. And other story here: prioritize safety of Ghanaians and intolerance in Team Forjo to government. These are the stories on the Meridian.
All right, the Informer newspaper, Galamsey, shoot to kill perpetrators, lawyer. The Jumera program comes alive as the NIP supports over 3,000 beneficiaries with grants. Consistency is not politics. Why Apostle Dr. Nyamiche's voice on Galamsey must be defended. Free Zone CEO threatens Pentecost chairman over harmless Galamsey comment. Zoom Lion takes swift action to resolve sanitation concerns in Asante Achem South. Give global peace a chance. Utunfo tell world leaders. The Informer newspaper has a story.
Has a story for you. It has a message for you.
The
Ghanaian publisher, Ejumera cash hits ground. Okay, Achimebwakwa Council bans Tresohene from Ochimine Palace, declares in persona non grata. AUCB elects first female SRC president. Beautiful. Court battle looms over Prestia illegal mining. See page 3 for that story. The final one here. Council hit Goldfields deal. Bondi residents has a picture of the Lands and Natural Resource Minister Emmanuel Amakofibua. Stories on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher.
All right, so away from the Ghanaian publisher, let's move straight away to do other story. Ghanaian publisher, the Nadia Betrim. So we go straight to the Chronicle. The Chronicle says, Council of Elders to Afoko, help MPP reclaim northern regions. It also has the Inland Port story. It has the Ochiman Titan lose on the persona non grata stories there. I think the only news story there is Parliament to pass a bill for compulsory paternity test for every child born in Ghana.
Nice one.
That's the only story that is there. And it has a scripture from Proverbs 4:24. Put away from you crooked speech and put dubious talk far from you.
No, has Parliament been petitioned for that or
they've set to do that.
To pass a bill for compulsory paternity test
for every child born in Ghana.
Sembeba Debi.
And they said Banaba.
Let's protect the peace that we have. Let's protect, because Enobia never vim to swallow the shocks that may come.
Shocks never remember.
Anyway, but it's a good thing though.
It's a good thing. It would bring some sanity into the space.
Because anyway, so that is the chronicle. Let's do. Did you do the verse for the day?
Yeah, I've done the verse for the day.
Okay. Daily Graphic: Immigration seeks private sector support. Has a picture of the board chairman of the Ghana Immigration Service, Reverend Stephen Yenison Wingham, with the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Pecan Energies CEO named Young Global Leader. See page 53 for that story in the Daily Graphic. Protecting forest and security staff grant forestry parliamentary powers. Chief Executive Officer demands. Maybe I should read a little of that. Story by Timothy Nyangbe and Samuel Hene Ewood. The Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the Forestry Commission, Dr. Hugh Brown, has reiterated the need for the Commission to be given parliamentary status to help protect the country